Hey guys, this is Hank Saber giving you an oldie but a goodie. It's Dragunities. So Dragunities was one of the many archetypes that got support in the past set, Secrets of Eternity. And the new Equip spell card has made this deck significantly better. And I think this has been exampled, I guess the most popular one has been Volcanics. So they got their new support card in the last set, as well as Constellars, X-Sabers. But I honestly think that this new Dragunity Spear is really good. I don't think it's been tested enough. And what I've been testing it with, it's been really successful. So let's get into the Dragunity ruler list. So to start off, still pretty standard. We got 2 copies of Leviathan. I guess some people don't play him as much. I don't know why. He's just a really good card. Any card that you can special from your graveyard is pretty cool. So I like 2 of him. You can make an easy Leo if you have Phalanx equipped to him, and he could pop a lot of stuff if you have Acklys in play. You can banish something, Acklys go to the graveyard, pop something, re-equip it, pop another thing. It can go on and on. So Acklys is pretty good in tandem with this card. We then run 2 copies of Dragunity Arma Mistletoe. Now Mistletoe's pretty good. Mistletoe, you can tribute to special him, so that's pretty good. And you keep your Phalanx plays going off with your Ducks into Phalanx, into Vajrayana, into Phalanx, into Mistletoe, into a Tomb, and you basically keep on going. So Mistletoe helps you further your OTK plays. So 2 of him. We got 3 copies of the secret rare Dragunity Ducks. Now Ducks is still the go-to card of the deck. He is still your main startup play with Phalanx and Grave. He is the reason why Spear is so good, and he will always be a staple of 3 in the deck. Now, even though we now have the new support card, I still think 3 Phalanx is still way better than 2 Phalanx. I think Phalanx just helps your game state way too much. He can go off, you can keep on making you synchro after synchro after synchro. He's just the nuts, and you have to play 3. We then got 2 copies of Acklys. Acklys is a little bit underrated. He's basically, his effect reads that when he's normal summoned, you can equip 1 Dragunity from your hand to him, special summon it, which also means the big guys. You know, you can basically normal summon this and special summon a Leviathan from your hand, and that's pretty good. And when it's sent to the graveyard well equipped, you can pop any card on the field. So I just think that is a great effect. So I think you still have to play 2 of these. We play 1 copy of Dragunity Legionnaire just to pop stuff, help get out of these locks. So popping, it's with all these floaters around in the game right now, it's not considered the best thing, but you still have to get around cards like Vanities, and sometimes you still have to get around problematic monsters. And floaters, are floaters. They recycle stuff, but if you bomb a Burning Abyss field, it will still, it'll help them in one way, but they still won't recover the full field that they had. So, I mean, even just popping a monster is still pretty good. So, 1 Legionnaire. 1 Dark Spear. I played Dark Spear for the pure reason of having your E-Dragons on board and being able to make a Leo. That's basically why I run a level 3 tuner. And I play the Blaster Target in Flammable Guard. So that is it for the dragon monsters, and we run 3 copies of Garuda. Garuda is really good. He helps you finish your OTK plays. He is another good option other than Ducks. If you have Phalanx in hand, you can special him, normal the Phalanx, still make your Vajrayana plays. So Garuda is another good go-to card for starting up your plays or finishing them. We have 1 copy of Blackwing Zephyros the Elite. When you're in tight situations, this guy can be amazing. He's your basic Foolish Burial target. Excuse me, but if you go Dragon Shrine and then him, and you have a face-up card, return to hand, special him, and you get maybe a tuner in your hand, summon it. I mean, you can pretty much go off. So I like 1 Zephyros. Then we run Red Eyes. We run Tempest, we run Blaster, and we run Tidal, and Rerun Redux. So a pretty hefty monster lineup. And I don't know. It just seems like it's an OTK deck, so you have to play all these guys. Alright, for the spells, pretty, not really a lot of spells in the deck. But we do run 3 copies of Dragunity Divine Lance. Now, if you don't know what Dragunity Divine Lance does, I'll read it to you. I'll try to get it to focus in on the camera there. Alright, so you can equip it to only a Dragunity monster. It gains attack equal to its level times 100. Also, it's unaffected by trap effects, which is, okay. But the big one is that during your main phase, you can equip 1 dragon type Dragunity tuner from your deck to the monster equipped with this card. And you can only activate it once per turn. But that is amazing. Oh, sorry, got it off the shot there for a sec. But I mean, the fact that it's not even like a one-time deal, it's like once per turn. I just find that so amazing, and it's just a great card. The only thing that I think could have made this better is if you left out that top part about the attack thing and the unaffected by traps, which that's still good, but I would rather it be like a UA power jersey sort of thing where it'd be recycled if you like tune or synchro or whatever. But I mean, it's just a really good card, and like this card makes the deck a lot more consistent. You can go into your plays a lot quicker now, and it's just a push heavy deck, and so being able to run 3 of this guy is so powerful. So we got 3 of the Dragunity Divine Lance. I got 2 copies of Dragon Shrine. I cut this down to 2 because of the Divine Lance. You don't need to bury your phalanxes as much now with the new card. We do still run 2 copies of Cards of Constance just for consistency and draw power and whatnot. Get your phalanxes to the grave when you have them in hand. 2 MST. Vanities is a thing. I run 1 copy of Gold Sarcophagus. I don't think this was in my last list. I meant to put it in, but never really remembered to put it in. But this is a good card because you want your Red Eyes on board. Red Eyes is a real field controller, and if you have Red Eyes on board and your opponent doesn't have any answers to it, I mean, like, you're pretty much in a good game state to the point where you can win in 1 or 2 turns. Being able to spam out dragon types is simply nice, just amazing. So 1 Gold Sarcophagus. You want to get your Red Eyes out. 1 Foolish Burial in tandem with your Dragon Shrines and your Gold Sarcophaguses. You can get your dragons out pretty quickly. So that's it for the spell lineup. Pretty nice spell lineup. In what the testing I've done, it's been pretty successful. And then we run a very simple trap lineup. We run 3 copies of Reckless Greed. Now, Reckless Greed is a very iffy card. It's actually technically kind of a -1 because if you think about it, if you take the card to use a card, you go -1 to start. You draw 2 cards, so you go +1, and then you go 2 turns without drawing, so you go -1. So, Reckless Greed, it's not that great of a card in the end, but if you get more than 1 off, it's really good because it's non-stackable. It doesn't stack, and I mean, if you get your pieces, this is one of the decks where you get your pieces, you can pretty much go off right away. So, I just really like 3 Reckless Greed, just for this deck in particular. I would cut it in every other deck I own, but this deck, you need your pieces, you need your lances, you need your phalanxes, you need your ducks, you need your pieces. And if you get your pieces, then you can win. So, 3 copies of Reckless Greed. And then a little bit of a surprise card. I run 2 copies of Royal Decree. Royal Decree has been testing pretty well. Obviously, you play 1 other trap, which is Reckless Greed, with 3 copies of it. But still, Royal Decree is a pretty nice card, being that you're trying to OTK your opponent. So, if you set this first turn and they don't MST it, you have a pretty good chance of outnumbering them in monsters and finding a way to get over their stuff. You have a lot of extra deck options to get over anything that they throw out there. So if you throw out back row out of the equation, you are in pretty good state to win the duel. So I just like, in theory, Royal Decree has been pretty good in testing as well. So I like 2 of these. So that's the trap line. That's it for the main. So 5 traps. For the extra deck, pretty standard stuff here. We got 1 copy of Dragunity Knight Gaidarg. He's pretty much the closest thing you have to Dragunity nowadays. This is your only way to consistently, once per turn, bury a dragon, or technically win base, but really the only thing you're doing is the dragon type fodder with Phalanx Acklys. But he's just a really good card. He's just an overall walking dragon ravine with 2400, so, and he's secret rare, so I gotta play him. I then cut down Vajrayana to 2. I can see, you run 3 of this. I ran 3 in my previous build, and 3 was fine. I just wanted to make room for a Goyo, but Vajrayana is just an amazing card. You very rarely need the 3800 to get over something. You usually just use his effect to get the Phalanx or the Acklys. Most cases the Phalanx, and special the Phalanx, and get a Gruta or a Mistletoe on board and do it again. So really, Vajrayana is more of a play starter more than a play finisher, but it's just the fact that you can make it 3800. It's a pretty good option. So Vajrayana is a really good card. So that's it for the Dragunities in the extra deck. We run 1 copy of Goyo Guardian. It's the 1 card I didn't have in my last build. I didn't have this card, so now that I have it, I run 2 and 1. 1 Black Rose, 1 Stardust, 1 Crimson, and 1 Leo. Leo, you make a lot. You make Leo with your Phalanx and Leviathan plays, as well as your E-Dragon and, what's the card called again? Dark Spear. Yeah. So, yeah, we got 3 and 7, 8 and 2 make 10. So, Leo is pretty good. You make him probably 1 every 2 or 3 duels. That's it for the synchros. For the XZs, we run 1 copy of Queen Dragunity Jin. This card is kind of like level 4 Tomb. It's just another great card. The special level 5 or higher dragon types in your graveyard. So it's just a great card. For the rank 6s, we run 2 copies of a Tomb staple, and we run 1 copy of Gauntlet Launcher, which is a good card. For the 7s, we run a Draco Sack and a Big Eye. And to round out the list, we run 1 copy of Divine Dragon Knight Felgrand. So that's the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed the list a little bit. Not too many changes with the exclusion of the new card. I would just really go on Dueling Network or wherever you get your jollies with Yu-Gi-Oh from, whatever, Yu-Gi-Oh Pro. Just download a list or make something with this card in it. It is just amazing. This brand new card. I'm just gonna try to get in the shot there. So that's all you have to see right there. Right there. Very good. So just that card is just the nuts. Don't let its common rarity fool you. This card should be a freaking ghost rare spell card for all I care. This card is the nuts. It's just a great card. I do not draw this card enough. I wish I could draw this card more. I just love drawing that card, and it always comes in the right spots, and with the testing I have done, it has never ceased to fail me. So yeah, so it's just a great deck list. I hope you guys enjoy it. I always like to bring you something a little from the, I guess, past year's metagame, but it's just a great thing to see an old archetype somewhat come back. We saw that at YCS. Is it Charleston with the Volcanic deck list going 10-0? So to see a deck revive itself on the national level like Volcanics is kind of cool, and so hopefully Dragunities takes after that a little bit, along with maybe even Constellars. X-Sabers, they need the other new spell. The second call is not that great, but I'll give you an updated X-Saber deck soon with that. But that's all the rambling for now. I'm going to be doing a few other videos, including my Infernoid list and a few other random Sylvan stuff. So, yeah. This is Hank Saber, signing off. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.